Hey guys, what's going on? Sherman here. This is a pretty long overdue video, and I want to preface it by saying if you guys have not seen my review of the Boker Plus Mini Slik, please go do so. Check it out, open it up in another window, watch it, and then watch this one. Maybe side by side at some points. You'll see here in a second why I say that. But I just want you guys to know what the knife looked like before my buddy Esteban completely tricked it out. So I sent my knife, my Boker Mini Slik. Some of you guys know because you've seen the pictures on Instagram, but I know all of you are not on Instagram. And I wanted to make this video for a few reasons. Number one, there's some things I can show in a video that just don't come out in a picture always. I can talk about it, ramble about it. Two, I want to give my buddy Esteban some respect and try to show him how much I appreciate what he's done for me and how much I love the work that he's done. And that just doesn't come out in a picture. So, and here again, I got a new camera, so I think this is perfect timing. So, anyway, I sent my Boker Mini Slik off to Mr. Esteban. That, if you can't tell by this awesome patch, he is the owner of Tisurvival. If you have no idea what that is, just go check it out. Check out his website. This is his card here again with that awesome logo. This is contact information, Mr. Esteban Acosta. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name. There's his email address and the website. Amazing work. He does titanium work. He does anodizing. He does all kinds of stuff, and he pimped out my knife. He's pimped out a lot of other people's knives. He's got an Instagram account and a Facebook page. Check out both. He posts pictures of his work quite frequently, and he does some amazing stuff. Like I said, he specializes in titanium work, hence the name Tisurvival. His work has been featured in movies. He does some great work with titanium. He does jewelry out of sterling silver and titanium. He does a lot of stuff. So definitely check out his Instagram, Facebook, and his website for different kind of ordering information. Send him an email, get some prices and whatnot. You can check out his different patterns on his website that he does and different services that he offers. So with this knife, I kind of wanted a little bit of everything. Like I said, he does a lot of different kind of work, and like I said, I wanted a little bit of everything. I wanted this knife to be very different. I wanted to give it a more BA look, and yet also give it some elegance. As you remember, if you saw my review, I was talking about how industrial the knife is, and how plain and kind of sterile it is, and how much I like it. And I do love that. So I kind of incorporated it with this pimp job, and also beautified it, if you will. So anyway, enough talk. I'm just going to get into it. Here's the sheath. Alright, enough teasing. I'm going to do a tough thumb style introduction here to the knife. Beautiful. And what's that? Oh, look at that. Alright, so let's just let you guys take it all in. So what he's done is I asked him to sandblast the entire knife, which is where you get this beautiful finish. The camera will focus on that. Beautiful sandblasted finish, very uniform. I had to resharpen the edge, that's why it's just kind of rough. I did not have a chance to finish the edge, I didn't really care, because it's functional. But sandblasted it. So he does offer sandblasting services. I wanted to give it that more rough look. It already looked rough, but it was done in kind of a cheap looking way, the original, because it was just kind of titanium nitride coated with a kind of like stone washed finish. But this is much more like what the custom version of this knife looks like, sandblasted. So he sandblasted it. You see all the edges are sandblasted, but then polished the flats of the titanium scales and then electro-anodized them blue. So he electro-anodized the scales blue, just to give a nice contrast. Like I said, I wanted a nice contrast between the rough, kind of industrial, grungy look of the blade, which I love. Like I said, I love that sandblasted rough finish, but I wanted a contrast. And that also carried over to his stenciled hexagon pattern here. Or it's actually like an octagon, rather. We have that stenciled pattern, which is just sandblasted onto the knife. So you have the polished blue scales, and then the sandblasted stenciled pattern. So you have even more contrast because you have it's a rough finish. You can actually feel the difference with your finger a little bit because the sandblasted part is kind of chalky. And then you have that smooth, polished, flat. And it's just really nice contrast. Beautiful work. Very uniform, anodized finish. I hope it's coming out well in this video, how beautiful it is. But then it looks kind of cool because the spine and everything and all the other corners are all sandblasted. So you have that almost two different tones of blue. Like I said, I just really wanted something to pop out at you, because the edge is kind of polished almost. So then you have the polished flats. This is just a really nice knife to get creative with because it was such a blank slate. So different random stenciled pattern on both sides. Looks great. Love how he did that. And he offers a bunch of different stenciled patterns. And he doesn't just do electro-anodizing. He does heat anodizing also. But since these scales don't come off, I thought it would be very difficult to heat anodize it without like disrupting the heat treat of the blade. So I just said go ahead and electro-anodize it. So it came out really well. Also, something I'll show you here in a minute after I turn the lights off. You guys go back and watch the video and look at pictures. It has those milled out parts right there. He filled it with clear epoxy and moon glow powder. So it looks incredible. I'm going to show you guys real quick, but then I am going to turn the lights out completely later on so you guys can see what this looks like in the dark. Let me just charge it up real quick. You will be able to see it even with all these lights on. Does not take much to charge moon glow. And look at that. That is just awesome. Very cool little touch. And that's another service he offers. Like I said, he does a little bit of everything. So I don't know. Some people may think this is overkill and too flashy. Let me kind of move these out of the way just for a second. Some people may think that's kind of overkill and flashy. I love it. Like I said, I just really wanted to do something different. I've never seen a mini slick like this. I've never seen anybody do something in this exact configuration. But I love how this came out. He did an amazing job. His work is spot on. And so he's just a super nice guy. Super nice person to talk to. Kept a clear line of communication through me through email. Told me step by step everything he was doing. Asking me, is this okay? Saying this might not work, so I might have to try this. Are you okay with that? I think we should go with this instead of that, and different stuff like that. And he'd send me pictures, the progression of how the job was going. And I love that. So he's just a great guy. Super easy to work with. He was super patient with me when I was trying to describe to him exactly what I wanted. I sent him a few sketches of what I had in mind. But like I said, he was very patient with me. Very nice and professional. He's just a really super guy. So very easy to work with. But yeah, I didn't know if we'd be able to do this, but he filled in those cracks very nicely, those milled out portions. I don't know, like I said, I just wanted something really different, something to really make this pop. And the blue already kind of did that, but I'm like, I really want something a little extra. Something that somebody's probably never done before. And you don't see many people put like moon glow and fixed blades. And this was the perfect knife to try something like that with, because it had that perfect empty space there. So just beautiful work. Also something I just want to show real quick. I mean, you guys have seen him throughout the this entire video, but these patches are awesome. He's currently selling these on his website. You got the Tisurvival logo patch, which is awesome. I've been wearing this on my triple aught design jacket. It's super cool. I love the design. Lime green and black, it's my two favorite colors, or my favorite color combination. Lime green being my favorite color, but I just love that logo. And then the you have TI, short for titanium. Then you have the armory, but he also sent this. It was life. So you could have Thai life, life armory, different stuff like that. But super cool patches. They're available on his website. The reason I just wanted to show those because a few people have been asking me where I've gotten those because I posted a few pictures. All right, guys. I just turned the lights out, and just with the light in my shed, this is how bright it was glowing. So that is pretty cool. That's just with ambient lighting. I'm going to charge it up off screen, show you guys what it looks like fully charged. Being charged with a 300 some odd lumen 4.7s. How cool is that? You can actually see the light against my background here. It's actually illuminating my reviewing background. Very, very cool. I want to show you guys something else real quick. I brought this out here. It's another piece of work by Mr. Esteban, and that is one of his titanium locator beads. This is not one with the tritium, it's one with the moon glow powder, same as the knife. A few people have been asking me, what is this? Where can I get one? And you can get them from his website. It is a locator bead with moon glow. Super cool. Glows very bright, and it glows for a really long time too. Maybe not this bright, but it will be noticeable for quite a while. So it's a really cool material. It's just that added little touch. It just makes it kind of cool. It's that, it's that cool factor. I think it's just, I don't know what it is. It's just, when you're kids, you love things that glow, and that love doesn't really go away when you get older. We love things that glow in the dark, even as an adult. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I've loved carrying this knife and seeing the transformation from what it looked like, which I already liked the way this knife looked, but now I absolutely love it. So if you guys want any work done to some of your knives, especially knives with titanium scales, definitely look into Mr. Esteban's work over at Tisurvival.com. And check out the website. He offers things like this locator bead for sale. He has what's known as the exo tubes, which is what this skull has in its mouth. They are water and airtight capsules, basically. They're made of titanium. He makes all kinds of stuff. He makes titanium straws. He makes titanium guitar picks. You guys have seen my video on that. I did a review of one of his titanium guitar picks. I love it. Of course, he does lanyard beads. He does all kinds of cool stuff. The list goes on. And like I said earlier, jewelry. So if you guys, I know titanium wedding rings are getting popular. If you have some of those, send them in to him to have anodized. That'd be really cool. But anyway, guys, please check out his website. Show him some support. He's a great guy. And I'm really honored to call him one of my friends. I consider him to be a good friend. So he's done a lot of great things for me, and I love showing off people's work, and I'm very proud to be able to show you guys this amazing job that he did with my knife. So all right, guys, hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay sharp, and God bless. Sherman 614, peace.